Hello and welcome to this video. My name is Seeley Clark. I'll be your tour guide throughout this video. And if you're a fellow nurse, I've been a nurse myself for 23 years, let me ask you something. Have you ever gotten home after a long shift, sat in your car for a couple of minutes, trying to decompress and process your day, and ever wondered, how long can I keep doing this? Maybe you're emotionally exhausted, physically worn out, and tired of being short-staffed. Maybe you're working overnights, weekends, and holidays while everybody else is making memories with their families, or you're missing some of your own family events because you're sleeping during the day. Of course, you still love caring for your patients. Most of us, that's why we got into nursing in the first place. But over the course of time, you may have compensated for the stress. Your gym sessions or other exercise become less frequent. Your diet may slip. You start craving comfort food. Hanging out with friends becomes less frequent. In other words, when you're focused on being the best caretaker possible for others, your own self-care may begin to slip. It does for many of us. That is totally not a judgment. I'm mentioning it because I've seen it happen to many of my colleagues, and honestly, it's happened to me in the past. So if any of this sounds familiar to you, like I said, I understand. Been a nurse for 23 years. I've seen healthcare change. I've watched staffing become more challenging. I've watched demands increase. And I've seen incredible nurses leave the profession because they simply couldn't do it anymore. And I know what it feels like to wonder if there's another way. See, burnout among nurses has become such a widespread issue that nursing organizations and healthcare leaders are always and continue to study this very closely. Now, as you see here, I have a nurse.com blog post from 2026 up for your reference. It says the latest nurse.com survey found that more than half the nurses reported experiencing burnout in the past 2 years. You see that right there. They also did about unmanageable nurse-to-patient ratios, as you can probably see here if you follow my cursor. There are other things in there. So I'm going up, see 2026 nurse burnout statistics. And then you have one here from Florida Atlantic University and cross country, excuse me. And I highlighted this here. Burnout has climbed from 39 to 67%. Nearly half of nurses, so 49%, nearly half, report feeling undervalued. Short staffing and high patient ratios have increased to 61%. Okay. So that message to me is consistent because, that statistic on there and this website here, I want to do an important one. 83% of nurses entered the field to make a meaningful impact. And I'm sure that's why the majority of us nurses got into it in the first place. You're deeply committed to caring for your patients, but you want to see if there's another way. So burnout's real. Now, I'm not making this video to tell you to quit nursing. The world needs great nurses. I still believe that. But after 23 years in healthcare, I've also learned something else. Relying on one paycheck, one option can leave you feeling like you don't have many choices. It can also get you into a rut where you might not be taking as good a care of yourself. And that's one of the reasons I started looking for another way to create income. Okay? Not because I wanted to stop being a nurse, but because I wanted more options for my future. I wanted more options that would ease up the pressure. So for me, that led me to GreatLife Worldwide back in 2024. I've watched the company continue to evolve, and the upcoming relaunch has me more optimistic than I have been in a long time. And I'm not telling you this is the answer for everybody. I'm simply asking you, take a look, do your own research, go see what I see, and then decide for yourself. Okay? There's a lot of nurses that have side gigs. Some of them do real estate, some of them do insurance, some of them do crafting. I have some of my former coworkers that have antiques, crafting, all sorts of stuff. So we're constantly looking for side gigs just like everybody else. And I didn't even bother to put it up here. I really wanted to speak to the burnout and what would lead you to look for another way. And I think I have a decent other way for you to reach your goals. Now, if you want to learn more about this, there is a link below this video in the description. Like I said, go ahead, click on that link, check it out, do your due diligence. And if you'd like to learn why I'm excited about one of the other ways to earn income that I've seen and want to learn about that relaunch, I put everything together in that link in this video. So if you like this video, if it spoke to you, don't be afraid to like, comment, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Share it with somebody else that really needs it. And don't forget to mash that bell icon so you don't miss any future videos from me. Again, thanks for watching. Have a good day.